Welcome everybody to Rusty Money Gaming here on YouTube, a place where we gather in the barn house for challenges, live streams, let's plays, and more. So I hope you will sit back, relax, and enjoy this next creation by myself, Rusty Money. Welcome everybody. It's Rusty Money here on PlayStation Network and Rusty Money Gaming on YouTube. We are here on Hot Baileron, the default map for Farming Simulator 22 here on PlayStation 5. I'm here to bring you a little of a how-to video for especially beginners. I've had a lot of new viewers on the YouTube channel, as well as there's a lot more people playing Farming Simulator day after day, and a lot more people making content or asking questions about how to do things and easier ways to do things and cheaper ways to do things. So I've thought about making this video before. I did a little bit of a demonstration of this here little how-to in a couple of different live streams, one on Calm Lands and one on No Man's Land. Well, this has to do with leveling ground. And so what I want to do is show you a cheap way, more importantly, an easier way for beginners to level ground in places that they may shy away from when it comes to creating a farm or creating a sell point area or a production area. This is a little bit easier of a way for you to be creative. And so I hope you take something from this. Now, this is just the way I kind of have learnt things as I've played FS22. It's not so much the method I use anymore all the time, but it does work. So, what we're going to do here, buddy, is I'm going to show you how to level ground in a much cheaper, easier, and sometimes quicker way when it comes to making a area on a side hill or a hill of any sort where you want to level the ground to place something. So let's start by going in the landscape screen. So here in the landscape screen, you will see I have painted off this field here on Hot Baileron. It was a wheat field, I think, but I've got this spot right here. Okay, and what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you that if we choose this building right here, and we were to place that building right there, it's going to cost us like $41,906 to place it. It's going to level the ground in its placement area. So basically, it's not going to level the ground too much off the sides, off all sides of it, and give you a bigger area outside of its placement. It's only gonna level the ground in its placement area. It won't go all the way around it um, in additional placement. It only does a little bit of space outside of the total square area of this shed, if you will. So it's going to cost you $41,906, and you're going to have a nice piece of level ground about that size. Simply done. All you got to do is smooth up the edges and put your production or sell point down. So for instance, if we were to choose, let's just say something small here. Oh, let's see, what would go there potentially? Let's just use this bakery, okay? So then we could place our bakery right in the center of all that, and we can still, smooth out all of the edges, or smooth the edges of this land the way we would want it to look. But we would be able to place this object in there at a straight almost 50,000. Now that's not what it's showing you right now, but what I want to show you right now is there's no way that I'm going to be able to place that on a piece of ground less than 51,000. Okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try my best to stay on this square here, and I'm just going to show you how much money this is going to use if we level this with the landscape tool. So if we go to level here, we increase our strength to get us a good level point. We make our square as big as we can. Actually, let's go a little smaller so we can be careful about this, okay? So you can see we've got $1,057,405. So the placement of that shed was what? Let's look at that again real quick. The placement of that shed right here was 35,500 is what it should cost us. Okay, if the ground's level, it's going to cost us 41,751 to place it without leveling the ground, and it's going to level the ground that it places itself on its own for $41,713. Okay, so now let's see if I use more than that 57,000 just to level this to make this work. Okay, so let's see here. Landscape, level. We're going to put this square in here, and we're going to try and level this area off. Now watch the money as I level this. Look at that money going, and I'm just trying to stay in my area here. Okay, we've already spent $6,000, and we still got all of this area to do. So let's just take this for instance. 6,000 here, all the way down. 6,000 about right here. 6,000 about right here. That's 3 times. 6,000 about right here. That's 4 times. 6,000 here. That's 5 times. That's like gonna be like $36,000 yet, something like that, give or take. So let's just see if that's even close at all. We're gonna level this. Okay. Now see, we are already down to 40,000. This isn't perfect either, everybody. But I think you're following along what I'm trying to demonstrate here. Okay, maybe it's gonna be a little cheaper. We'll find out. I didn't test this prior to creating this video. I wanted to just do it without having to, you know, test it as well. Okay, so we used about 57 minus 23, and that's still not level. There is a bunch of, yeah, it's not level at all. So then you got to figure out which way is level. What I mean by that is which way the ground is leveling. So let's see if we can get that to do it a bit better here. It looks like it likes to level from the left to the right a little bit better. So we should be getting a better leveled surface now. Let's increase that a little bit just to speed that up a little bit. Okay, and let's go all the way down here. Okay, now you see that's like we use like $52,000 just to do that, and it's somewhat pretty level, but look at this then. Then if we go into our buildings, back to our shed that we had put over the top there. See, we only dropped that down from 41,000 to 37,000. Okay. Well, we're still going to have to spend money to place that and make it look nice. And the only other thing that's good about this is we go here to our production. Okay, let's look at our bakery again. Where's it at? Right here. See, now we've got a really good placement area for a bakery, right? So we could place that down there. Alright, but the bad part about this is now we've got all this leveled ground surrounding that. And it's going to take a lot of money to smooth all that out. So let's do this. Let's grab that building, that shed I was talking to you about, okay? And we're going to try it. Now, it's not going to be the same amount. As you can see, we're at 42. Well, we're at 41,000. Let's see if I can get what I can get there. 40. 41,970. Earlier we were at 41,000 something. So let's just place this right here. Watch. Okay, now if we delete that, sell it for 35,000, we're going to make that money back. Okay. Now, look. Look at our comparison here. Our ridges right here, our leveled off surface is a lot easier to deal with in this case than this case. So now if we go and we put our bakery, let's go to productions here. we put our bakery in here, okay, like so. 50,000. We got an even amount of money there. Okay, so then we go into landscaping here and we go to soften. We strengthen that up. See, then we can take down our area here that we want to. If we want to, smooth that all out. Okay, well now, let's say that because your pallet point is right there, you want this to be level. This way, a little further. Well, instead of having to go like this, grab this thing, and put your money out that way, how about not, and do it this way? Grab yourself, oh, let's say a cheap shed. Alright? Like a cheap modded shed. Oh, what can I find here? Like this one. This one's only 4,000. Okay, we could put this. Okay, now that's gonna not be the same height. Let's see how well I can get this to work. But if we put that, like, right over the top there, let's just see what this is gonna do. That might not work. We might need to pick a bit of a smaller one. Let's go with this guy right here. Okay. Let's turn him around. No, let's not turn him around. Let's face him, because it's going to level off to the front of it a little bit. Okay, let's put that right up next to our pallet point. Let's overlaps with another object. Let's void that by hitting our triangle button on PlayStation. Place that for 10,500. Okay, now it extended it out a little bit, but not very much. Not the way I wanted it to show you. So let's grab a different one and see if it will do that for us. Ooh, that's really big. Let's maybe grab a, how about just an in-game shed here for 44,000. That's not gonna place that right either. What can I use? Let's try something else that's cheap. Let's go back to this one here, and let's just see what this is gonna do. Okay, we're gonna overlap that. I don't know what this is gonna do, so this is gonna be a learning curve here. Okay, it's not doing anything. Well, I think that's because we have our bakery there. So let's sell that. Okay. Let's sell that. Okay, now we know about where we want the bakery, so let's put the shed here. Let's come out this way. Okay, let's place this and see what happens. Oh my goodness, it just leveled the ground a little bit. Now let's sell that. Okay, it leveled the ground right there. Now what if we took that shed and went right up here on the ground where we were at with the bakery. Let's see if it will level that now. Okay, and that was 5,000. Okay, let's get rid of that. See, now that's all level again. Voila! We got level ground. Let's go ahead. Let's put down that bakery right here. Okay. We should be able to get that for 50,000 easy. Right there, $50,001. Okay, now we have a bigger area there, a little bit further away from the pallet point that's level. There is a little ridge right here, but see, then, whoops, hit the wrong button there. Sorry about that. See, then you could smooth that out now, I think. So if we get this landscape tool, and we go here to soften, let's strengthen that up. See, then we can level that. We should be able to level that there. I mean, not level it, but smooth it off. Really fine like. I don't have a vehicle, so let's hop up there to that. Let's visit that. Okay. So let's take a look. So see, now that's not too bad right there. That's pretty good. Alright, that's just an example. So I really feel like for you beginners, this would be a much easier way for you to lay things down. Now, there is cheaper buildings in the mod hub, everybody. So if you go to the mod hub, let's take a look at something here. In the landscape screen in sheds, you could get yourself a really big area leveled off if you find a mod like this big old shed here. And we put this up here, okay, like so, and we buy it. Okay, it just leveled that ground right there around it, and a little bit out of its boundary as well. So now let's sell that, okay. Now, if we wanted to, I think we should be able to take that same thing. Let's put it about right on the edge. See if we can make that any bigger this way. See what it does here. Alright, see, now it just extended that. It just extended that surface area of levelness. See it now. If we take like if you've got the money to do it, you know. Let's see, what else do I got here? That's really big. I don't know if it will do it. But see, then you could even maybe place it like this. Whoa, you got to make sure that you're up to the same height. Now, I don't think it's going to do it because it's got those posts in the center. So let's see what this one does by itself here. On a new piece of ground. Okay, it just levels a little bit in front of it there, but it made the area underneath of it all level. So what if you took two of those same sheds, put them like together? Well, it doesn't quite work that way. I tried that. I did do that in a little bit of testing, but I'll show you what it does do. Because this could make some really cool farmyards if you play around with this and then just use the smoothing tool when you're done. And I think that's about as close as I'm going to get, so let's place that there. Let's see what this does now. Okay, let's sell that one. Okay, so now it's got a ridge there in front. Alright, see, then we can get rid of that. So now we've got a couple of different plateaus, if you will. If you see here, if we go into this painting screen, I'll show you. Right here you can see you've got a little bit of a plateau right here. Okay, like so. And your backness, your backside of it is about right here, across, back that way. Okay, and then here is where you've got the other sharp edges then of this plateau. Like so. So that's kind of where the different heights are there. So you could play around with this, make yourself a plateau farm like I did on Calm Lands, if you've seen that build of mine. But that's one way to make a plateau, an easy way to make a plateau. See, then you just go like this. You just go back into the sculpting then, and if you're good with the leveling tool, okay, this is all the same height right here. We want to continue that height. So then we just take our leveling tool and we just go out with that height. Okay, and then that same area there is all the same height. And you just go down the whole way like that. See, now because you have this level here, you could then make that even bigger. So then you just level across on top of your other one there like this. And that's how you make a plateau farm. Okay, that's what I did on Calm Lands. Okay, now that's pretty simple there. Okay, but let's get back to this here. Okay, let's do you another example. So if you want a really huge area, you know, we don't got a lot of money now because we've been spending it like crazy. Let's take this, like here, this in-game shed right here. Let's take this. It's got a funny surface area to it, like an L. Okay, let's place that. See, even the in-game shed gives you a level placement area, so let's delete that. Okay, see, now you have a pretty good-sized leveled area, all leveled out for you. Now you could push these back, because you can see here, if you go into the landscape, into the painting, you can see here then, you can see your ridge, if you will. Your plateau ridge is like right in that area there, you see. And then right here too, it's kind of rigid. So that's what it is. So basically, you've got a really good entry exit point right here that you could smooth out, and you've got a really good entry exit point right here that you could smooth out. And you could build yourself a little, you know, little farmyard in that area there. Now, did any of you know that some of your animal pens actually follow the contour of the ground? So for instance, I think I have a couple that do. Okay, now you can see here that the key point is going to be um, the placement of the barn and that feed trigger, right? Okay, so let's see if we can play around with this a little bit and get this to place like on these plateaus. Okay, so let's play around with this a little bit here. Okay, we need a shed, like a long shed that's going to give us a nice long narrow surface area. Okay, so let's go here. Let's see if we can find. Should be like one of Omatana's sheds. Should give us a big, good surface area, I hope. Okay, that's really big. That's, I want one that's kind of wider. Let's see. We might have to, let's do it this way. Let's place a barn that's that size, okay? Like right here. Okay, that's gonna level that area. Let's delete that. Okay, now let's take one of those long sheds like this, and let's see what this is gonna do for us. I don't know if this is gonna work the way I want it to, but let's just see. Oh yeah, okay, it did actually. It did work the way I wanted it to. Okay, now let's see how well this will look. So let's go back here to animals, to that cow barn that's modded in the mod hub. No, not that one. We want this one. Okay. See, now we have level ground at the feed trigger and around the barn. But we need to make that a little bit bigger, and then see, our animal pen will follow the contour of the land. So let's grab a shed here. Let's grab this shed and see if we can bust this back here with a little levelness. Okay, so it added to that level area there. Okay, so now let's see what that does there. Animals back to cows. Okay, now this is a lot of playing around, you see. Yeah. So not too bad, really. Okay, now we do kind of want it a little bigger to the back end. So again, let's go sheds. This is a lot of playing around, you know, but hey, I thought maybe it might be worth a watch for you. Let's go back here. Let's place that there. See it? Now, all of this ground out in front of it was already level. It's basically what it did is it was leveling everything behind it. Okay, so now let's take that shed and go back over this way. A little bit there. See, now it just leveled that ground over here that wasn't level as the same as this area here. Okay, so now let's go back up here to animals. Go to cows and look at that there. Okay, so then we could place that cow barn right. Cannot place here. Why? Why? Why, Sam, I am? Usually this works, but now I see it says I cannot place it here. Why? Tell me why you can't place it here. Alright, let's find one that will. Why not? Everything should be at the level height. Okay, let's see now. Maybe there's too many animal pins on the map? No, that can't be the case. What else do we got? Ooh, we do have this other sheep pen that would place here. See, we can play around with that. See, there is some modded ones in the mod hub. I think it's just being funny. Let's go back to that cow barn. I'll get that thing to lay there. It's not liking something there. I don't know what, but it's like glitching the price. A little bit at a time. I wonder why. I don't know why. Usually if you do this, that still works. Okay, so then let's check here. Pigs. I don't got any for pigs. Let's see about horses. See, here's a good example right here. See, now this one's letting me place it. You got to find the place. Some reason there's something right there in this little area that's not letting it place. I don't know what it is. But see, now your animal pen is following that contour of that land. Isn't that kind of neat? All the fence is going where it needs to go. Just like so. So then you can get in here with your landscape tool if you wanted to. And to make it even better, see, then you, well, sometimes some of these will let you do this after you've placed it. So you just might need to, let's see if we can, let's sell that. Okay. Now let's smooth that out a little bit in here, and then we'll place that again. See, then if we go back to that horse barn, and we place that there. See, then it's not so straight up and down. It makes it look like there's a little bit of hill there in that horse pasture. But that's an example there of that. You know, and then you can, just so many things you can do, you know. Yeah. So many things you can do, but if you even, so if you wanted to have even a bigger area, let's see, what do we got that's really big? See, that doesn't cover a big area. That covers a big area. So if you spent the money, you know, and got like this big old cow barn with feeding robot, and you just placed it here, if you had the money, okay. Now you can see it's taken the animal pen now, the back side of the animal pen, and it's following the contour of the placement area. So let's delete that. See, now you have a pretty good L-shape flat out area there that you could flatten out with other additions. So then, yeah, you could, it's just endless, you know. Let's get a big shed here. Let's see what this is gonna do. So let's take this. We're gonna put it right here. See if we can get our dirt area on the left side of the shed. So as you're looking at the screen, the left side of the dirt area to go straight across into that forest ground to the right hand half of this shed. See if we can get that level. And sure enough, see, it took, so if we go here, go into this paint screen and go here, see, it took this area right there and took that levelness, that level as what we requested, and made all of this that same height. I don't know, it's just really neat how it works. It's a good way for you to learn how to do landscaping, and an easier way, you know. So like again, here you got a little production you want to put up somewhere. You know, you want to put your house up somewhere. Okay, just, you know, grab yourself. You're working a survival challenge, all right? Find yourself a cheap shed that takes up a good amount of space. So, like, we have this shed right here that costs only $4,000 right there. Okay, we want to level this hillside. Okay, there. Simple as that. And you make 4,000 back. You have a leveled off area for free, pretty much. Okay, now then you can take your, oh, let's say let's say you were doing a survival challenge and you wanted this, what do I got here that would fit on that space? You wanted this $50,000 farmhouse. See, it fits right in there. You just place it down for 50,000. You could take your space around it. You can make it look like it's on a cliff or whatever you want to do. But more importantly then, see, you could go with the front of it here and you can smooth that all out then. You know, it's, the idea of it is just, yeah, I don't know everybody, but I think that's a good enough little demonstration. I took this a lot longer than I was planning to, but I hope you got something out of this. And if you did enjoy it, please drop me a tasty treat on that like button, which is better known by myself as a cop battery and by you all people as a delicious donut. Don't forget to leave us a comment in the comment section, and please share a box of donuts with all our friends and family by sharing the videos and the live streams from the channel. But from myself, Rusty Money, we will see you all on the flip side. Have a good one.